if every country is facing different, basically, development rates and different realities, different socioeconomic, setting. So I'm very pleased to introduce our next speaker, Dr. Paramjeet Kaur Dhillon from India. She runs a school in India, and she has been a great partner with E4J, where we launched the Lockdown Learners series, where we try to come up with innovative ways to communicate with the children. And thank you so much, Dr. Dhillon, for your partnership with us. And I would be very curious also to know, and I'm sure the panelists and also the participants would like to know more, in the Indian context, how has the integration of technology in education has been so far? And what were the key milestones? And also from your perspective, I would like to know more about how can technology bridge the digital divides in education, as your school also had varied experiences in this direction, and also adopting our methodology with the Education for Justice initiative through the lockdown series. Thank you so much, Dr. Dhillon. You have the floor.
Thank you so much, Lua. I'm delighted to be part of this interaction amongst all of us. Plenty to share today. Lua, we are a school in a village. We have first generation learners, and children are coming from 65 villages. Their parents are mainly farmers, and some of them have gone abroad to greener pastures so that they could give their children a better life, better lifestyle. In such a scenario, the expectations of the parents are very simple from us. They want the children to communicate in English and also be good at technology. With this in mind, we moved ahead. And then it was in 2015 that we collaborated with Microsoft, in the sense, in 14 we tried for an experiment, and the experiment was Bags to Laptop class, wherein we went in for a Wi-Fi class, a single class with 23 children, and we were very ambitious people because we wanted to have technology in our school. But somehow we failed miserably, and then that did not work, and then Microsoft came to our rescue. And then from there, the journey begins of technology. During this time, when the lockdown was there, things were bad in China. We thought something has to be done in our school in case same thing happens in India. December 19, we started planning. January, we had lots of training session amongst the teachers. We had some classes, 4 to 8. It was bring your own devices, buy it was running over there. And then only those teachers were very good at IT compared to the rest of the class. For the senior classes, we are a K-12 school. And for the senior classes, it is more a board examination and results and so on. So in February, it was lots of hand-holding, training amongst the peers. And then we had the Microsoft Teams with us. We had Office 365 ID, but we didn't have the lessons we wanted to teach in the senior classes. And then lots of preparation, and then mock sessions, and then lo and behold, we had everything we needed to start remote learning classes. 2nd April, with a bang, we started remote learning classes for a school. And the headlines were, Village Goes Virtual. We are a passionate group of people. And then in April, when we started, after a week, first it was 9 to 12, and after a week, it was K-12. And the first time, Lua, when we interacted was 23rd of April. And then we were introduced to this Lockdown Learner series. Initially, in January, February, March, April, it was just academics in our heads and hearts. And once we met Samar Pathak, once we met you, we realized there's much more than just academics, just sciences and maths and everything else. So there's much more. And what did we do in this Lockdown Learner series? We did everything possible. We gave our children every possible experiences. We had Bell the cat. And what was the cat? That was COVID-19. Children made videos for that. And then we had this panel discussion, jobs at risk. So they had to research and see which were the jobs at risk post-COVID-19. There were children who wrote poems on my world after COVID-19. You know, we have traveled 8 months. Those poems look so very real, you know. We had we had rap songs, we had plays on gender sensitivity, and we went for paper presentation. We had TikTok videos we made, we did paintings. Not only limited ourselves to this teaching and learning, we went for a coding club. We had a painting and the dance, music. We had everything possible which we could give to our children. And in our school, we learned as we moved ahead. This path we had never traveled. As the head teacher, keeping the morale high of the staff was one priority. Having a well-being call with the teachers for the past 8 months is a routine and a ritual for this lady here. Having a well-being call of the teachers with the students is also a ritual for the teachers. We never had any well-being calls initially. We worked for a month, and then we realized that social and emotional well-being is very important. We went for office hours after the teaching as such. So once the lesson was over, then the teachers were available for half an hour. If the children had any doubt, they could do it. Ours is a synchronous learning. We were blessed because we were a Microsoft Showcase school. A village school with first generation learners is doing, God's grace. We are doing pretty well, and for my children, it's pretty, it's equity there, it's justice there. But when I look around, it's not so in India. Every teacher in every school tried their level best to use Facebook, Google Meet, Zoom, anything and everything possible, even to record their academics on the mobile and WhatsApp the notes also. Everything is being done. But yes, there's a difference. Somewhere it's fabulous learning, somewhere the gaps are there. We did everything possible, experimented. Our focus was let's empower our children with the technology skills. Rest will follow as such. So when we had this evaluation in our school, we went for an extended evaluation. We did not go at one go. We used Microsoft tools, we used Microsoft Forms, we used assignments, we used Kahoot, we used Facebook, Flipgrid, sorry, beg your pardon there. And we used everything possible when it came. We used even Adobe Spark, we used Adobe Web Page, we used Wakelet. All these tools, our children are very comfortable. Teachers have even the results became very exciting because we prepared the Adobe web page. Now my parents say that we are as comfortable in Microsoft Teams as we are comfortable in WhatsApp. They're so comfortable. But then we had to train the parents. We actually had trained the parents in February and March before our school was closed down. So it was perhaps the vision, perhaps God's grace, perhaps a commitment and passion to the school that we could steer everything through during this particular time. Now, we even have the digital portfolios as such. Now, coming to it was lockdown learner series, which made us realize a new perspective, as we call it. We went for parents meeting. My villagers, my parents, they dress up so nicely because this is the first time they're going for an online parents meet. We had the investiture ceremony for the prefectorial board. It was online. We had 1 week SDG celebrations, the Global Week celebrations. In our school, it was all online, in the sense that children are on Twitter now, because that's the way they're sharing their work which they're doing. The teachers are on Twitter. So ours is an IT school in a big way. And to add to this, on 10th and 11th of November, we had this Microsoft Global Learning Connect. And in those 48 hours of 10th and 11th, we visited 646 global classrooms in 46 countries in 48 hours. We are so excited and happy. Online school, this remote learning school, for a child of kindergarten, the screen is the school. Because everything was going so well, we had about 150 new admissions in grade 11. There are many schools which have till grade 10, but somehow, because we were doing a good job, so many admissions has come. So technology has actually brought so many people to us. We had opened our doors. We let anybody and everybody come to our classes. and they could join. I think I've done my bit. Thank you so much. I really get excited because it's satisfaction when you can stand up to your child, to your student, and come up to the expectations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Dhillon, and thank you also for reminding us of the amazing results that we achieved together with our colleagues in the field with UNODC, and how we inspire children. Like you said, they were writing poems, they were writing stories, they were singing, and that showed this is what also innovation means. It's innovation in how you do it. It's an innovation in the modus operandi as well, of how we do things and how we educate, and this is beautiful. So I also put the link here for everyone if you're interested to see more about the great work that Ms. Dhillon was leading in India. Thank you so much for being with us today. I now hand over to my colleague